So, as many people should know, I am a big, huge fan of Pokemon. Heck, my whole channel is mostly on Pokemon content in many steps of the way. And of course, I do a lot of Pokemon things. I do a Pokemon plush thing with Pokemon movie or Pokemovie. Sorry about that. I am now doing a Pokemon Y playthrough. I did tons of Pokemon playthroughs and advice hints towards things, and I even pretty much did art of Pokemon. As you guys know, I am a big fan of Pokemon. However, as you guys probably noticed, especially on my new background for my channel, Pokemon isn't the only game I play. In fact, the reason why I changed my thing to Joker was because you guys know my main in Smash Brothers. But of course, that's one of the reasons why I love Super Smash Brothers. Because it has, of course, Pokemon in it. In fact, I consider it a Pokemon game, and if it want to kick my butt, I totally understand, because technically, in reality, it's anything game. You can consider it as a Mario game, you can consider it as other games in it, because, but even though it's technically just a all-star fighting game. And we all know why people love it. Heck, for me, it's not just about Pokemon. It's because it's very accessible, and thanks to the fact that it's the most easiest and fun video game ever, it literally is just great. Even though nowadays, we got more serious problems than just dicks online. Like, literal. You know what I mean. You know the problems. It's not like, the problems I usually deal with, one I even discussed beforehand. There's other problems, but for what it's worth, it still is a good, enjoyable game if you want to go around. But of course, you might be asking, Flosscat, what the hell does that have to do with today's Fury video? Well, as you can see from the title of the video, we're going to deal with one of both Pokemon and Super Smash Bros. Together mystery that has since puzzled the internet for ages. Especially Smash Bros. People, because they have zero idea what it is. And yes, it does cross over to Smash Bros., but this is a Pokemon theory as well, because it actually has something to do with Pokemon. And that is, of course, a cut character that makes zero sense from its beta, and of course, it really is there. Now, before we continue, another reason, if you were to ask me what my favorite Smash Brothers game is, you'll be surprised. It is, of course, Super Smash Bros. Brawl. This was my first Super Smash Bros. Game. I never played Melee or the 64, but I did play the Wii. And since then, it has been a favorite. Even though now, freaking Ultimate definitely beat out every other Smash Bros. Game, at least I know of. And for Super Smash Bros. 4, for both Wii U and 3DS, they're okay. I like the 3DS better, but trust me, this Super Smash Bros. Brawl is absolutely perfect. And yes, I wouldn't blame you for, saying that game kind of sucks. Because admittedly, there are a few issues with it. It's definitely the slowest out of the bunch, and the easiest. But it was a good starting point. Plus, also, you gotta give credit where credit due with that Smash thing. It brought us Sonic the Hedgehog and also Snake, but people keep forgetting that, and pretty much that's the reason why Snake hates Sonic. That's actually a fact. Look it up, literally. Look up his Easter eggs and why reasons. And of course, it was more great because it brought in cool and fun stages. It brought in the Smash thing, the meter, fixing up, making Smash Bros. Compete now with the others fighting games, because it didn't beforehand had a final blow meter. And pretty much it was a good game. Of course, people hated it because it was meant for easier people to get into. But then again, that's the whole point of the Wii in general. That's why there was so much shovelware of crap in the Wii U. And Wii U as well. Because, hey, trust me, I even have one of the trash shovelware for Wii U. Even though I actually do play it because I love it, but it is trashy, trust me. I won't say what it is because it's kind of hard to explain, but it's best to be clear, it's Minecraft with guns. That's the best way. I won't get into details because just how stupid it is. I might have to make a separate video explaining that video game because holy shit, it's crazy. But of course, other than that, the point is you can't deny Brawl's success because it really worked. And Yes, it was delayed and all that, but really, it was a good game. Not to mention, it brought us some space simile thing. Sorry, I'm blanking on it. The some space emissary. There we go. And pretty much, it was great. However, one of the things about not just this game, but any game in general, especially recently with the Last Fighter on the way, whenever that's going to show up, is always who is going to make the cut of the thing, because many people want a certain character in, of course, these games. Me in particular, still hoping to see at least what one of my choices. My crazy choices is freaking Regidrago. That is actually honest, but really, I hope there's a Gen fucking 8 Pokemon. If they skip it, that's fine because I understand. But still, I'm surprised they haven't done it yet. But I'm betting $5 even if they do, that would probably be a mistake because holy crap. But there is some other things and da da da. However, when it comes to character creation, even before the DLC, and this is during the time before DLC was a thing for Smash Brothers and possibly for video gaming in general, there was also going to be cut characters. And there's a lot of some that people know about Brawl's cut characters. Mewtwo was cut from it. Dr. Mario was cut from it. And of course, even without Brawl, there's tons of other characters. In fact, fun fact, the reason why Ice Climbers didn't appear in Wii U or 3DS is because they were cut because of the amount of data they had to be put into. That is actually a fact. I know I made it sloppy, but look it up. However, you might be wondering, Flosscat, why are you doing all this history thing, and what's this have to do with the mystery of today? Well, that's because Brawl has one mysterious file that is so mysterious that even if you're not a Pokemon fan or a Super Smash Bros. Fan or even a video game fan, you definitely would be intrigued on what this is. And that is something called the Forbidden Seven, which actually turned out to be a real thing. I heard it a couple of days ago, which inspired me to do this video, but apparently, I didn't expect that actually was a thing, but whatever. But anyways, believe it or not, these are files that are, of, certain characters. Hold on a second, I actually gotta get water. Alright, so I can talk more clear. And pretty much, there's literally unused file characters that are very interesting. First off, there's Mewtwo, Dr. Mario, which we talked about. Of course, Roy, who was also supposed to be in, but obviously didn't ever make a cut. And it's interesting because Dr. Mario was intended to be a clone of Mario, but they obviously cut it. Of course, there's, four others that are cut. That is unknown. First off, there's something called Dixie, which is hinted at to believe to be DixieCon, which possibly was going to be in it, but Sakurai then said he can't get to DiddyCon, so the idea be saying. And also it says here, as I'm looking through, it said that it could be tagged out, meaning that it was another double character, but they decided to cut it off. The more strange one, that's even more stranger than our story today, well then again, it's kind of depends on what you say. Hold on. Oh boy. It is, of course, Toon Zelda and Toon Sheik. Now, it's possible that Toon Zelda could have been the actual Toon Zelda from Wind Waker. And, of course, it'd be a counterpart to Toon Link, since that was a thing. And as for Toon Sheik, it might have been... Excuse me, hold on. I don't know what's wrong with my throat. But anyways, Toon Sheik, which I meant, not Shriek, could have been something of... Many people think it's Terrara, and if you want to know that thing, go look it up. But it could be possible that could have been a new character for, something. And it's funny, because it says here, Toon Zelda would be first officially used Hyrule Warriors Legends. And it's kind of funny. Now, what's interesting is, while all that, including the Toon thing, has explanation, then we get to this motherfucker right here. If you can see. Hold on, let me see how I can try to close it. There you go. Yep, you see it. Yep. Which is called Pry and Maya. So, yeah, that's the story today. So, obviously, this is a very confusing thing. What is Pyra and Maya and stuff? Hold on. But before we do cover that, and hopefully I didn't click anything crazy with my thing, let me talk about two Pokemons first. First up, I want to talk about Plusle. Plusle is a Pokemon known as the Kirlian Pokemon. And it's pretty much known to be some sort of rabbit. It's red and it's got plus sign, and it's known for making spark out pom-poms and cheering on for its foes. Man, there's a lot of fucking ads. I can't even show the crap. And pretty much his Pokedex entry says, Plusle always acts as a killer for his partner. Whatever teammates put on a good effort in battle, this Pokemon shorts out of his body, crackle, blah, blah, blah. Cheers on. Yeah, it's pretty much like a cheerleader bunny thing, where anything. And its signature ability, since it was introduced in Generation 3, was something called... I'm looking for it. Plus, which was an interesting ability. And then we get to the other counterpart, as we all know, is Mina. Mina, which is, of course, the Kirlian Pokemon as well. And its ability is, it's pretty much the same thing, just negative. It's pretty much minus, which is the same thing. And the idea of the two abilities are pretty much, if they're both in the same thing and double battle gets a boost and all that. Hold on. Excuse me, sorry about that. If it does that, then, they get a boost of power and all that. So, yeah, pretty much they're together. They're pretty much related to one another. And it's pretty much crystal clear on, what they are and da-da-da. So with that being said, you might be wondering, Floxcat, why are you showing these Pokemon? Well, if you have been paying attention a little bit to the Japanese thing, that's because, hold on, that's because it's theorized that this was the two Pokemon to be in Smash through their name, due to the fact of Poron and Mina. If I'm saying that correctly, you know what I'm talking about. And the idea is the fact that they could have been used for that, like the Ice Climbers, where they're double teamed, because the whole thing of me explain that. However, there are some theories that debunk this thing. The most common theory is it's believed that it could have been also for Miis. This is because Miis was somewhat considered to be in the game, but Sakurai at first glance during the Brawl era said that he didn't want to do that because of bullying and because of reasons, which I can see why, due to reasons. But, of course, obviously, really no one knows for sure. And it also theorized it could have been just a thing for the random button, because it says every player as well. So it could have been that. However, there are things that back this up. That could have been Plusle and Mino. For one, it has been confirmed that each of the other Pokemon use their official Japanese name in the game file. For example, Mewtwo is, however the fuck you say it's a Japanese thing. Yeah, I am reading off of this, but this is interesting. And also, it is confirmed that the trophy of Plusle and Mino, which I'll show here, which is also going to be the thing for this video, hopefully, is literally just says label of their Japanese name. Do I really believe that Plusle and Mino could have been considered? There's a little bit of debate of theory. And by the way, as for if this would have been their trophy thing, I really do not know. I think so, but it's unconfirmed. This is because, well, yes, the Pokemon here looks exactly the same, but here's the thing. If you guys have seen, I don't know, maybe, let me scroll up and find it. There we go. I'll just use Pikachu as an example since we all know Pikachu. If you've seen Pikachu's, you know how realistic he looks like here. And that's the whole point, because the reason why Puzzle and Mind looks more cartoony is because they were offbeat of the Pokeballs, the stage hazard, and the actual fighters. Because remember, one of the other issues with Brawl was the fact that it was supposed to be looking realistic. And I know that one of the things is that Puzzle Mino could look like, I don't know, realistically, I don't know. I wouldn't say this looks too realistically, but really, it's really unknown at this point. And there are other theories that back this thing up, but in the end of the day, it's really it's unconfirmed. It really is unconfirmed. The only true mastermind we could ask is Sakurai, but I bet $5 people have not for some reason asked that. Why? I have no idea. I feel like that's the thing, because when people ask about him about Symbol, he answered that thing, which turned out to mean 4 players. That's interesting. Anyways, the thing is, to my opinion, my theory is I really, truly, somewhat think Puzzle and Mina could have been entered in, but there are a few problems in understanding why they could have been cut out. Or even, to this point, not been taught, because, as stated, DixieCon was talked about and explained, along with the other ones that have been cut. And as for Toon Zelda and Toon Sheik, yeah, I just say it without my voice going cuckoo. Sakurai doesn't even need to state what that could be, because really we can think of what it is. And there are reasons why I think there's a reason why they're keeping their mouth shut, other than we need to ask them, because really that's the only way we can get the answer. But a reason why they might have cut them out. For one, there were Pikachu clones. And trust me, I'm the guy who loves Pikachu clones. I think they're cool. I'm glad that the dog from Generation 8 wasn't the Pikachu clone. Actually, it turned out much more better than thought, because we finally got Electric Dark type, finally. And, of course, I love them. But even a person who do love the Pikachu clones, and my favorite has to be, if you gotta really ask me, it really has to be, I think all of them, admittedly. I gotta figure out which one's my favorite. I might have to do a top 10 list. But if you really have to be honest with me, even I would agree that there is a little bit of a problem, because people don't like the fact that they try to keep getting the new mascot for Pokemon since Pikachu worked out. That's the reason why there's Pikachu clones. Hell, the only time they actually pull it off was fucking Mimikyu, but that's only because they didn't put it as electric type and made it, there's tragic things so tragic, you know what I mean. Plus, also, the reason why I think they cut it out is because of the second theory, or one of the theories that could have been Puzzle and Mino. The reason why Generation 3 was represented mostly during that time was because we were at Generation 3 and 4. And at that time, a known Pokemon that did got in to represent that current generation was Lucario. And I think it's worth noting that Lucario did appear firsthand in the movies first during Generation 3. You know, the one during where they had to survive the Reggies. So it's possible that they realized, since people already recognized Lucario, and they already had, even beforehand, other Generation 4 Pokemon in Generation 3, they must have like, you know what, let's instead just add Lucario, since most people know that, and skip on Puzzle and Mino. So, that could have been it. And it's not like this happened before as well. Well, not the cutout thing, but, current generation Pokemon. After all, why do you think we haven't had a Generation 5 Pokemon in Smash? Because they had to skip it in order to put Greninja in there. Same thing, possibly, with, of course, the new gen, which I hope it doesn't happen, but I'm willing to even bet they might even do that and go with another Gen 4 Pokemon. I'm sorry to bombshell anyone with that, but hey, if I put my foot out, that's fine. At least we get another Pokemon. I want a new Pokemon in this game. I don't know. But it makes sense because, there's a lot of things to talk about, and I'll go in. There's going to be a long story if I do. But the point is, it's also really hard to say because Plusle and Minole is very interesting. Would it work? Actually, yeah, I think it could have worked. But the real question is not could it work or if they're really in the game. The question is what the fuck is Pyra and Minu or whatever the fuck how to pronounce that file. We may never know. It's definitely one of the most. It's not even just a Pokemon mystery. It's one of the most greatest video game mysteries to date because no one has figured out who it could be. Because again, it's also theorized it could have been someone else, not even from Pokemon or from me. I remember seeing this Iceberg one saying about another character that it didn't list in the Smash Wiki, but I bet a lot of people can point out. But still, all in all, it's definitely an interesting mystery, but hey, at least it shows that, Pokemon could be strange in any form of media to this day. Oh boy. But anyways, yeah. Snapping out of here. Bye.